broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports. It is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person. Today's broadcast features D-Biz on production and camera and CDS on commentary. We hope you enjoy it.
Well, hello and welcome on in, hockey fans, to Abe Stark Sports Center in Coney Island, Brooklyn, and we've got a huge one here for you today. It's an LIAHL qualifying game between the Long Island Kings and the New York Stars right here on Midnight Sports. Most importantly, though, happy Veterans Day and a heartfelt thank you from all of us at Midnight Sports to those who have served and are serving. We appreciate your service and sacrifice. Switching gears, the Kings come in today's game with an 8-14 record on the year, but don't let the wins and losses fool you. They are right at the top of the LIAHL. This past weekend, the Kings attended a tournament and had similar results to the Stars weekend away in Chicago, losing all 4 games they played against AA opponents. With that said, and tell me if this sounds familiar, the Kings have also had a recent win over the Great Neck Bruins major team by a score of 7-4, as well as a 1-goal loss to the Long Island Rinks by a score of 3-4. Earlier in the year, the Kings lost to the New York Stars national team, but beat the Peconic Wildcats by an even wider margin than the Stars American team did. For their part, the Stars come into today's game with a 10-11-1 record on the year, as mentioned. The Stars dropped all 4 games out in Chicago against some very stiff competition, but they acquitted themselves well, given the travel. The Stars were in every game they played for much of those games. The team is hoping playing such difficult opponents, though, will pay dividends as this season continues on. Prior to their Chicago trip, the Stars beat the Great Neck Bruins by a score of 3-1 and swept the Genesis Hockey Club outside Philadelphia. The Stars will look to get back to their winning ways in their LIAHL Q game today against the Kings. You would have to expect both of these teams, the Stars and the Kings, to be near the top of the qualifying standings once the season approaches the state play-in tournament in March. A programming note for you. Tomorrow, the Stars head out to Freeport, Long Island to take on the Long Island Mustangs in another LIAHL Q game and what might also be an EJEPL game. We'll get confirmation on that when we have it, but know that subject to carrier restrictions, Midnight Sports will have all the coverage for you from Freeport, Long Island tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, November 12th, right here on Midnight Sports. And a farther programming note for you. Next Friday, this coming Friday, the Stars head down to Atlantic City to try their luck. I heard they blew up the Chicken Man last night, but the Stars will be down there on Friday, kicking it off, this EJEPL Showcase number 2 against the Junior Seahawks. They'll play 2 that day, and then on Saturday they will play the Westchester Blackhawks, the Genesis Hockey Club again, and on Sunday they'll play the Loudoun Knights. So 5 games for you. Midnight Sports hopes to have the coverage for you of at least the last 4 out of 5 and maybe even the initial game at 11 a.m. on Friday. So don't forget to tune in. Set those notifications on Midnight Sports YouTube channel. Go ahead and follow or like on Instagram, and you'll get the latest updates on Midnight Sports coverage. But first, the warm-up clock has started ticking. 5 minutes of warm-up. It'll be the Stars, the Kings, in an LIAHL Q game with seeding implications. Coming up next, right here on Midnight Sports. Enjoy the warm-ups and some royalty-free music. We'll be back right after this. goes the buzzer. Here at Ames Stark Sports Center, we get set for period number 1. The Stars in their home whites will be going left to right on your television screen or radio dial, however you're tuning in. And the Kings in their road blacks will be going in the opposite direction. Full benches, it looks like, for both teams here in Coney Island, Brooklyn. And based on the warm-ups and puck collection, it looks like it'll be Ryan Speaker getting the start here in the blue paint for the Stars today. Expect Jason Diatelli to get the nod tomorrow out in Freeport, Long Island, when the Stars take on the Mustangs at 8:30 p.m. right here on Midnight Sports. Now, starting lineup over the boards for the Stars. Looks like it'll be James Nicolaitis to take this drop. He's got Dom Bizarro out there. Sammy Schulman joins him. Viscoso and Coronati fill out the defensive core at the blue line. And we get set. Goalies being checked at both ends of the ice. They're ready to roll, as is the scorekeeper. Boards being pounded. Puck dropped. We're off. Stars win that faceoff. They dump on in. The Bizarro dump in goes off a Kings man who will turn with it all the way at the end boards and rack it around here to the near half wall. Kings will look to break out of their zone. They're through the neutral zone now, are the Kings. They'll dump on in, but it looks like just offside. Nico Viscoso with some good stick work, gumming up that zone break-in. Just 15 seconds into this one. It's an offside on the Kings, and we'll have a drop just outside the Star zone. Nicolaitis leans over the dot. Face-off sits at the dot. It's jammed forward by the Stars, and the Kings control on their side of the ice. Puck's going to go all the way into the defensive zone there. The Kings look to break out through the neutral zone. They do. They gain the line and dump in. Turning is Viscoso to try and pick up that puck at the end boards. Puck rolls all the way to the end boards now, and up to the point and all the way out. The Kings will have to collect all the way in their own zone. Out of the blue paint is the Kings netminder, leaving that puck for a defenseman. The Stars will get a change out of this. Oliver's image on the ice for the first time today. That puck goes all the way up to Gorloff, who's able to jam it farther into the zone, but again, just offside. And so it'll be a face-off outside the Kings zone. Looks like it might come all the way back to center ice where that dump-in was. And so Fisher and Russo out there as the wingers, with Schaefer and Gorloff as the defenders, as Image leans over to take that drop. Wins it forward. Now Russo fires in on the forecheck. Fisher with him. Kings able to get that through the neutral zone. Covering over there, though, is Steph Gorloff, and he works that puck to the far corner. Not out of danger just yet as the Kings throw that to the blue paint. But Schaefer in the way of that pass, and now it's Russo and Fisher in a 2-on-2, breaking in the offensive zone. Russo able to dangle around his man. Rolling puck comes into the blue paint there, and it is covered by the Kings goaltender. So with 13:47 left to go here in the first, it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, nice little push there on the 2-on-2. Something out of nothing. Rolling puck comes in on net. Face-off win by the Stars, but it's the Kings breaking the other way. Touch farther. Gorloff upends his man. And we'll get an offside call, it looks like, here just as the puck had rolled across the blue line. But the threat cut out there by Gorloff on the quick face-off breakout from the Kings. So 13:41 left to go here in the first. And it's a face-off win there by the Stars. Firing forward is Leshner. Leshner touches it up toward Fisher. Fisher finds Russo across the ice. Russo breaks into the offensive zone. And he's going to drive that puck deep. Stars look to set up shop, but the Kings come away with possession here at the near half wall. They jam it on a reverse all the way around to the far corner. It's Russo now on the forecheck. Kings thread that up diagonally. Pinching in is Leshner. It's going to be a Kings 2-on-1, though, the other way. Kings into the offensive zone. They look to shoot. Speaker able to make the stave and stick that aside. And a follow-up, he jumps on there. And so with 13:10 left to go in the first, Kings get the first shot off. Speaker rises to the challenge, though. And it's going to be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. They'll get the Fauci, Conforti, Polisi line out there. And it looks like it'll be Viscoso and Coronati back as the defenders. Face-off win there by Fauci. Sees Coronati take that puck and send it all the way around to the far side. Slapper comes in slowly. Speaker's just going to stick that to himself and jump on top of it as Coronati brushes his man out of the blue paint, trying to keep his goaltender clean early on in this one. 13:03 left to go now in the first period. And it'll be Fauci at the far dot. That face-off wing goes all the way across the face of the cage, and the Kings come away with it at the near point. They dump in just a bit deeper. Puck chopped off a stick by Viscoso. Fauci uses the dasher to rack it all the way around to the far point. Shot goes wide of the cage after taking a deflection. Kings still with some possession in the offensive zone, but it's Polisi emerging with it, trying to headman that one up to Conforti, just out of his reach. When it crosses the end line, it'll go for an icing. 12:40 left to go here in the first. A choppy start to this one with all the whistles, but that doesn't mean there hasn't been action in between those whistles. And so it'll be the Fauci line sticking out there to take this defensive zone draw at the near circle. It'll be to Speaker's right. Fauci turns. Kings win that up to the near point. Shot's going to come in, and Speaker gloves that one out of the air. And we'll do it all over again with 12:36 left to go here in the first. Should be a near circle drop. It is. Stars will make a change and get the Nicolaitis line back out there. It's Bizarro and Schulman with him. The defenders stay. It's a win by Nicolaitis cleanly. Viscoso tries to tap that farther in the defensive zone. Bouncing puck comes all the way to the top of the circle. Now it's in the slot. It's Bizarro, though, getting in the way of any shot. The Kings have it on the backhand. They throw it around to the near side, and then they reverse to themselves in the offensive zone. Cornati fires in there. Bizarro able to throw that up to the far point. It's not out just yet, though. It's feathered in on down behind the net. Viscoso turns, tries to jam that out of the zone. Comes to Cornati, feathers a pass up toward Bizarro. Bizarro on the one-touch breakout. It gets up to the blue line, but not out just yet, as the Kings now have the puck, and Viscoso just destroys his man in the high slot, taking the puck off him and leaving it for Cornati. Cornati returns it over toward Viscoso. Stars desperate to jam this out of the zone. Kings keep getting in the way, but the bouncing puck does come out on a Kings change. It's the Kings now throwing it across the ice. Nicolaitis in the way. He'll dump in. Bizarro stayed onside nicely there as he walked the blue line. The Kings try to get to the puck first. Instead, it's Bizarro on the puck, leaving it there for Fisher. Fisher on the forehand, tries to dangle around his man. Puck comes back to Bizarro. Bizarro throws that into the slot. Bouncing puck up toward Gorloff, but it's tapped farther by the Kings, and now it's a race into the offensive zone. Shot comes in. Speaker sticks that aside, and the Stars will have to have their heads up here as the Kings look to counterattack every time the Stars make it into the offensive zone. It's Schaefer bodying his man. Bouncing puck behind the net, comes up toward Gorloff, shakes off a hit, works that up toward Russo. Kings come away with it. They're at the top of the slot, walking that blue line and then dumping in. Puck's going to roll to Fisher in the near, Schaefer in the near corner, who works it up to the near point. Shot comes in, sticked aside there by Speaker, all the way out of the zone as we tick under 11 minutes left to play. And in the first, it'll be the Kings recoiling in their own zone for the puck. A nice stick lift there by the Fisher and Zimmage duo. Sees that puck roll in the neutral zone initially, and then it is tapped all the way in. Gorloff will turn to pick it up at the end boards. Now it's the Kings carrying play early right now as the Stars get the puck out of their zone. It's Conforti with the puck. A nice pass over toward Fauci. Fauci corrals that puck, dumps it in just a bit deeper. Now it's Russo firing on the puck. He's got Conforti at the end walls, tries to spin it to him. He gets washed out of the play, though, on a nice hit by the Kings. Headman pass hits some skates. Kings pick it up again in the neutral zone anyway. They fire it in on Speaker, who just gloves that puck, and he'll get himself a stoppage here with 10:20 left to go in the first period. It's going to be a face-off to Speaker's right, and it'll let the Stars get their lines right out there as Polisi joins his line mates in Fauci and Conforti. It's Fauci taking that face-off win forward. Firing on it is Conforti. Long reach there. He gains the line, leaves it over for Polisi, stays on side. Polisi loads up. Look out. He does have a good wrist shot, especially from that far circle. Puck hits a body, though, and the Kings will break out the other way. It's a 2-on-2 emerging for them. Farrell, nice long stick, separates his man from the puck, and then it's thrown up toward Polisi, who's able to get a stick on it to avert an icing. Kings will pick up the puck in the near corner and try and get this puck out of the zone. It comes up to the near half wall. Fauci able to body his man, but the Kings do get the puck out of the zone eventually and pick it up in the neutral zone. The Kings now into the offensive zone, trying to throw something toward the slot. The Kings still there. Speaker able to stick that puck aside all the way out of play. And so with 9:38 left to go here in the first, another stoppage in play. Speaker able to get that puck out of danger in the blue paint with an active stick. Puck nearly dropped there. We'll do it all over again, though, as the Kings had broken in on that faceoff. Shot comes in, hits a body, goes wide. Now it's picked up and racked off the glass. Not out just yet. It's Nicolaitis on the puck, who's able to send that puck all the way in the offensive zone. Turning are the Kings for the puck, going all the way back behind their own net. Schulman on the forecheck. Puck comes up to the near half wall. Kings able to break out once again. but the Stars get back in numbers. It's Viscoso turning to pick up the puck. He's got Coronati to his right, able to backhand that puck off the end boards, but not all the way over to Coronati just yet. It's now Bizarro receiving that puck in stride, throws that puck over for Coronati. Coronati on the puck at the far half wall. Kings get in the way. They throw it in on Speaker, who again sticks that puck up and out of trouble and gets some pounding on the boards for his efforts. It's Schulman trying to break that puck out of the zone. Instead, the Kings throw that puck off the end boards. Joe Louis Arena bounce there right into the slot. Coronati bodies his man to keep him off the puck. He's shielding it over toward Viscoso. Viscoso has his stick lifted, curls, gets the puck right back, throws it to the far half wall for Bizarro. Bizarro on that puck, trying to send that past the blue line. He does. He finds Nikolaitis, gains the line, and dumps it. It'll be the Kings picking it up between the hash marks, moving that puck across the blue line, but no farther. No offside call coming as Nikolaitis is able to touch up and fire right back in. Nikolaitis throws that off the back of the cage, can't get it net front. The Kings emerge with it at the far half wall now. All the way through the neutral zone. It's going to be a penalty on the Stars here as the Kings were tripped up trying to leave their zone. It'll be Bizarro to the box for tripping with 8:15 left to go here in the first period. Well, got to tie one here early on from Abe Stark Sports Center in Coney Island, Brooklyn. The Stars will go down a man. It'll be Zimmich, Fisher, Schaefer, and Gorloff out there to kill this penalty. Zimmich at the dot. Puck one toward the slot. Swiped farther nicely there by Fisher, though. Spinning puck's going to go all the way down into the Kings zone. Kings will twirl behind their net and try and set up the breakout, but it's Zimmich with an active stick, able to hold the zone and get a shot on net that's immediately gloved down and released for the Kings, who will break out the other way this time. Kings through the neutral zone now with some speed. Schaefer back, trying to get a stick on puck. He does body his man there at the far half wall, but at the far point, shot comes in. Speaker able to gobble that up in the equipment. And so with 7:45 left to go here in the first, still a minute 30 left to go on the man advantage for the Kings. It'll be a defensive zone draw for the Stars, who can get 4 new penalty killers out there. Farrow, Russo, Leshner, and it looks like Fauci. Russo to take this draw at the far circle. Kings man ejected from the circle there as he had some equipment trouble. And the puck is dropped. Won by the Kings toward the slot. Kings on the backhand there will curl at the near circle, looking to throw something net front. They curl all the way behind the net, still on the backhand. They'll stop, delay at the far half wall, set something up at the top of the circle. It's Russo forcing that pass to the near point. Shot's going to come in. Speaker sticks that up behind the cage, and now it's the Kings trying to rack that puck at the near circle around all the way up to the far point. They load up again. Speaker fights that one off. It goes off the face mask and in. Oh, boy. 7:19 left to play here in the first. Speaker was able to get the face mask on that as he was sliding to his side, but the puck took a carom, and it hit the corner of the net there. And so, scoring on the power play were the Kings, making this a 1-0 game with 7:19 left to play here in the first. Now it'll be Nikolaitis on the ensuing faceoff at center ice. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here for the Stars, who'd like to get an offensive push in this game. Get one back quickly. It's Coronati throwing that up to the far point. The Kings, though, able to keep the zone and go all the way below the circles. The Kings looking for a wraparound. They throw it out front to the slot. Bouncing puck comes into the blue paint, but it hit a few bodies, maybe never made it to the net front, and the Stars break out. It's Bizarro for Nikolaitis, who chops it farther. Nikolaitis in a race for this puck, swings and hits the side of the cage there. Comes up to Schulman, who tries a bank pass, rolling puck into the blue paint. Saved nicely there by the Kings netminder with 6:47 left to play here in the first. It's an offensive zone draw upcoming for the Stars. Best offensive sequence for the men in white thus far today. In that last 30 seconds. Shot comes in, sticked aside there by the Kings goaltender. Rolling puck still loose in the blue paint. And now it'll be covered up. And we'll do it all over again at the far circle after just 5 seconds had ticked off the board from the previous faceoff. Same skaters stay out there. Clean win by Nikolaitis. Bizarro back to Coronati. Coronati in. Rebound loose there in front. And it's pushed aside nicely by the Kings goaltender. Nikolaitis leaves for Schulman. Schulman throws it back to Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis loads up, shoots wide of the cage. It's Bizarro to try and track down this rebound with a man all over him. His man spills into the boards. Stars keep the zone. Rolling puck comes to Coronati, and it's gloved down there by the Kings netminder. And so with 6:22 left to play here in the first, it's another offensive zone draw upcoming for the Stars. Well, a much improved 40 seconds there from the home team as they got several shots on goal, and they're very much looking for that shot rebound. Hey, don't forget, give us a follow at midnight_sports on Instagram. Rolling puck into the slot, backhanded on net, shut down immediately by the Kings netminder. And again, it'll be a face-off at the far circle. It's Polisi, Fauci, Conforti out there, Gorloff and Schaefer as the defenders. Puck comes to the bottom of the circle. Kings possess. They'll look to break out, but it's Conforti getting in the way of that one at the far half wall, chipping it farther to himself. He's got Polisi for support. He finds him at the near corner, thrown off the side of the cage, rolling puck, nearly touched home by Fauci. It bounced over his stick, and now the Stars need to get back. It's Gorloff pushing his man wide. Shot kicked aside there by Speaker. Ensuing shot saved to the side of the cage. It's the Kings looking to strike right back after the Stars had spent about a minute in their zone. Polisi pulls that puck off the half wall, and it's sent right back in by the Kings. It's Gorloff now tapping it farther for Conforti. Conforti settles that rolling puck, skates it past the blue line, and passes to himself right off the advertising boards. The Kings look to turn it right back the other way. The Kings have it. A body in the way, though, was Gorloff as the Stars dump in, but they're just offside with 5:31 left to play in what's become an active first period here from Abe Stark. It'll be Zimmich, Fisher, and Russo now out there as the forward line, and Farrow and Leshner as the defenders. Well, Zimmich leans over the dot just outside the Kings zone. The Kings look ready for this drop as they had creeped in just behind the linesman looking to drop the puck. In any event, it's the Stars winning that forward. Zimmich dumps in, and now on the forecheck is Fisher in the far corner. Zimmich takes that puck, and at the far corner, comes just off his stick, but the Stars able to keep the zone at least momentarily. Now curling, look out, Zimmich fires in, hits a body. Oh, a nice block there by the Kings. Prevents that puck from finding the back of the net. And now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Now a 4-on-2. As Farrow pushes his man to the top of the circle. Feathered down to the slot. Leshner does very well to cut out the threat in the mid-slot. Now it'll be Farrow curling for the puck behind his own net. Farrow looks up, surveys the ice, turns, fires that up to the weak side and out of the zone as we tick under 5 minutes left to play here in the first. It's Fisher on the forecheck, pushing an early pass, and now Zimmich finds Russo, and that's shrugged off by the netminder. A nice shot from the mid-slot by the Stars, and again, they'll need to get back as a 3-on-2 is developing. It's the Kings all the way in, sticked wide by Farrow. A great defensive play by him there as Zimmich picks up the loose puck behind his net. Zimmich looks up ice, drags around one man, and now crosses his own blue line. Still Zimmich on the puck into the offensive zone. He shoots. It's blockered down there by the Kings goaltender. Russo picks up the loose puck, hits a body on the dump in, though, and the Stars will have to collect at center ice. It's the Stars doing just that, dumping into the weak side of the ice. A nice play there by the Stars so they can make a change, and the Kings break out the other way. Puck just sits at neutral ice, and now it's a 2-on-1 out of nowhere, and the puck comes into the slot. It'll be Speaker covering up there. Coronati did a wonderful job getting back and getting his stick on the Kings forward stick to prevent a shot from the blue paint. And so with 3:57 left to go here in the first, it's a defensive zone draw for the Stars. It'll be Nikolaitis at the far circle. Takes that face-off win, throws it toward the half wall. It's backhanded off the leg of a linesman, and it rolls over to Schulman. Schulman able to chip that farther on in. We get icing waved here as Schulman at the near corner intercepts that pass, tries to send it back toward Bizarro. Schulman does find Bizarro at the dot. Bizarro shoots, and it's a nice save there with 3:38 left to go in the first. Stars making a push to try and tie this one up before the end of the opening frame. 3:38 left to go as Nikolaitis leans over. Clean win toward Schulman. Schulman fires wide of the cage. Bizarro gives chase at the far half wall. Bizarro chips it farther. Nikolaitis now lurking in the far corner. He's got Schulman behind the net. Puck hops over his stick, though, and the Kings look to break out. Bizarro in the way that time. On the second bite, the Kings get that apple all the way out of the zone. It's now the Kings at neutral ice, dumping all the way in. It'll be Coronati with Viscoso for support, picking up the puck behind his cage. He'll go around one man, then reverse toward Viscoso. Viscoso, the near side of the ice, finds Schulman, taps it farther, looking for Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis on a mini break now. He picks up the puck. He's got a man behind him. He shoots. He scores! Oh, James Nikolaitis with a mini break, and he puts it past the Kings goaltender, and just like that, It's a tie hockey game with 3:03 left to go here in the first. Well, Nicolaitis did very well to get the body in the way at the blue line and keep the Kings from breaking the other direction. He took his own pass block into the offensive zone and potted it. Now we took under 3 minutes to go here as Polisi finds the puck at the offensive blue line, dumps in and now gives chase on the forecheck. Conforti nearly picked that pass off. It rolls all the way to Schaefer, who dumps on in just a bit offside though with 2:49 left to play. It's going to be a face-off at center ice here for the Stars. It'll be Fauci to take this draw. Polisi to his right, Conforti to his left. Gorloff and Schaefer behind them. Fauci leans over the dot. Linesman backs everyone out of the circle. Clean win by Fauci. Finds Schaefer at center ice. The Kings trying to prevent any dump in, but it is the Stars who are able to get that puck deep. It's now Polisi on the forecheck. Puck comes off the end boards there and half wall. Now touched farther by the Kings. Schaefer able to rub his man out of the way. No interference call coming. Adjudged to be a clean hit, and the Stars break right back the other way. Polisi picks up the puck. Just a bit too tight for Fauci, who circles back, picks up the puck. He's onside. The Kings try and get that puck out of danger. It sits at the top of the circle, swiped farther there by the Kings. Not out just yet. And now the shot bounces well high of the cage after it hits a stick. Looked like it was touched by a high stick of the Stars. And so, because they were the first to touch it with 2:08, this one's going to come all the way on down to the defensive zone, or should, despite the fact that the players are all lining up in the Kings zone. It should come all the way down to the Stars zone with just 128 seconds left to go in what's been a very active first frame here from Coney Island. It'll be Fisher, Russo, Zimmich as the forwards, Farrow and Leshner as the defensive pair. Clean win there by Zimmich. Finds Leshner, and the puck does escape the zone. It rolls to center ice here. It'll be Zimmich bodying that puck forward, and now doing the same again and dumping on in deep. The Kings throw it the other way, trying to get this past the blue line, so the Stars have to clear. Trailing stick by Fisher, now finds Russo. Puck dumped in just a bit deeper. We tick under 2 minutes left to go here as the Kings curl with the puck and look to break out on the weak side of the ice. They do. It's kicked well forward, and Leshner now tracks back for that puck. Jams it up the boards and out of trouble. The Kings will have to pick up this puck now in their own end. Russo in on the forecheck. Kings go behind their net. Russo gets his stick on that puck. The Kings will now have to track all the way back and pick it up again. It's Farrow able to spin that puck over toward Leshner. Leshner on the puck now, surveys his options, throws it off the boards, looking for Russo at the offensive blue line, but instead it's a 3-on-2 now coming the other way. Still a 3-on-2. Shot goes wide of the cage there. Tight angle shot sees that rack all the way around the corner, out of the zone into the Kings zone, and they'll pick it up there with 67 seconds left to go in this first period. It's the Kings sending that up through neutral ice. Curling for the puck is Viscoso. He's got a man on him, so he'll safely play that toward the half wall. And now it's Nicolaitis with a chip to himself. He's got Pizarro rushing down the left wing, Schulman down the right. He's able to dangle his man. Rolling puck just comes a little too close to the blue paint, and it's covered up well by the Kings goaltender with 48.6 seconds left to go here in period one in this LIAHL Q game. And it'll be Nicolaitis at the far dot. He's got Schulman with him, Pizarro to his left, Coronati and Viscoso as the defenders. And the puck's dropped. Clean win there by Nicolaitis. Finds Coronati. Loads up. Shoots in. Deflection. Goes right into the leg pads of the Kings goaltender. The Stars trying to keep the zone. Nicolaitis bodies his man off the puck. He's at the top of the circle. He loads up. Deflected puck goes well wide. And now it's Schulman picking it up. Racking it in just a bit deeper for Pizarro. Throws it in front. Oh my, what a pass that was. Nicolaitis' shot was saved. But boy, oh boy, was that a pass to the slot. And so, with 29.4 seconds left to go here in the first, it's an offensive zone draw for the Stars, who want more. Nicolaitis takes that face-off win, curls with the puck, looks to the slot, sends a blind shot in, bouncing puck saved there by the Kings netminder. We'll do it all over again with 24 seconds left to go. Remember, this is a Q game, which means there's going to be no ice cut during this intermission. Stick with us. It'll just be a minute or two after the horn sounds for period two to kick off. Shot comes in. Oh, Nicolaitis takes a heavy hit there. We're going to get a whistle as the Kings man was also upended at the end boards. Looks like the Kings defender who had hit Nicolaitis, actually got the worst end of that. And so we'll pause for a second here with 18.3 seconds left to go as the King skater is able to get to his knees, which you like to see. Obviously, player safety, most important aspect of all of these games. They don't really matter other than that the kids are healthy when they emerge from the games. Everything else, while mattering, is secondary. In any event, the Kings player now to his skates, hasn't skated off just yet. Certainly hoping that it was just a breath knocked out of him situation, but we'll see. Now skating off with a little bit of help here is the Kings player. And so you like to see that, and hopefully he'll be right back out there as soon as he's able. All right, let's get your reset now. 18.3 seconds left to go here in the first period. It's a 1-to-1 hockey game. Stars with a big offensive push. And this last 60 to 100 seconds or so, it'll be Nicolaitis. He's got Schulman to his right, Pizarro to his left. Viscoso pinches in on the hope that Nicolaitis can win this cleanly. Nicolaitis wins it forward, throws that across the blue paint. Nobody home. It's just sticked farther there by the Kings goaltender. 11 seconds left to go as the Kings take over in their own zone. They're going to break out into the neutral zone come the Kings. They want to get a shot off here with just 5 seconds left. That puck's going to roll to the corner. 2 seconds left to go, and it's the Stars doing well to gum that up through Coronati as the buzzer goes. So after one, here at Abe Stark Sports Center, it's the Stars 1, the Kings 1. Stick around. Period 2 coming up next, right after these words from our sponsors. This game on Midnight Sports is made possible by the Garbage Can Challenge. Hockey fans, don't miss the trend that is sweeping the nation. It's the Garbage Can Challenge. The task is simple. When throwing away any garbage at home, see how much you can stuff into your garbage can before someone else has to take that bag out and put a new one in. If you have to take the bag out yourself, you've lost the challenge. Warning, do not attempt this challenge if you live in a house with teenagers. You will lose. It does not matter how much trash is teetering on top of the can. There is no way to win. The Trash Can Challenge. Try it today. Well, folks, don't forget to join us tomorrow as the Stars head on out to Freeport, Long Island to take on the Long Island Mustangs at 8:30 p.m. That's tomorrow, Freeport, New York, subject to carrier restrictions. You know, some folks have asked us, carrier restrictions, what do you mean? All that means is, of course, we need to get a signal to the internet. It's a series of tubes. Don't know if you've heard of it, but our connection to the internet is what we mean by carrier restrictions. There you go, November 12th, 8:30 p.m., Mustang Stars, another LIAHL Q game. They all matter. So tune in tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. But first, we've got 2 more solid hockey periods here in Coney Island. Put 15 minutes on the board. We're at the period of the long change. And it looks like shots in the first ended up 21-12 in the Stars' favor. And so it'll be the Russo, Zimmage, and Fisher line out there to kick this one off. Schaefer and Gorloff as the defenders. That's a win forward that Fisher takes over, carries in the offensive zone. Puck rolls off his stick, and now the Stars come up any zone break-in from the Kings. It's the Stars on the puck there. They'll send a long dump in off the stick of Gorloff, and Russo goes to pick it up there. He chips it to himself out of the air. Kings take over and send it up to the half wall. It's the Kings now at the near point. They're able to get that puck across the blue line. The Stars had already cleared the zone, and so it's Fisher dumping right back in. That rolling puck nearly bounced off the stick of the Kings goaltender. It was never in danger of going in, but he was unable to corral it at first. And now it's the Stars taking over, curling behind the net, puck thrown to the slot, and the Kings throw that out of trouble, and they had a 2-on-1 developing momentarily, but it'll be the Stars taking over again in their own zone. It's Gorloff sending that puck right up toward Fisher. Now it's going to come up to Zimmage at center ice. Zimmage has Russo passed just a little bit behind him as Zimmage was avoiding the stick of the man in front of him. And so it's the Kings picking that puck up and dumping on in. And now Schaefer tracks back to pick up that puck and go point to point with Gorloff. Russo bodies that puck over toward Fisher. Fisher finds Zimmage. Zimmage on the puck, all alone in the offensive zone. He shoots. It's blockered up there by the Kings netminder, and it's gloved on down by Zimmage. Puck rolls all the way to the far half wall. It's the Stars trying to set up shop in the offensive zone, but the Kings able to get that puck out. and it's just a bit offside. Conforti tried to leave that on the proper side of the blue line, unable to do so, though, and so we get a stoppage with 13:39 left to go in the second. It's going to be a face-off just outside the Stars zone. It's Conforti out there with Fauci and Polisi, Coronati and Viscoso as the defenders. Fauci takes that face-off win. Coronati picks it up now and dumps in to the near side of the ice. It's Conforti on the forecheck. Kings get to it first. They're able to send it up and out of the zone. Now the Kings have a man all the way at the far side of the ice. That puck dumped in, hits the back of the net. Coronati tries to leave it there. Wraparound not coming as Coronati gets his stick in the way. Comes up to the near point. Shot comes in. Speaker able to take that deflection and keep it between the leg pads. And so with 13:14 left to go here in the middle period, it's a defensive zone draw for the Stars. It'll be Fauci at the near circle looking to win this over to Coronati to his left. Fauci takes that backhander. He kicks it over to Coronati, and Coronati takes that puck through the blue paint. He's got a man draped all over him. No hooking call coming as that puck bounces around a bit. Does find Polisi. He uses the glass to get that all the way up and out, but it's going to go just a bit too far. And if you're a Stars fan, it'll be an icing. I guess if you're a Kings fan, it's also an icing. It's just your feelings about the same might differ. In any event, defensive zone draw coming up again here for the Stars, who we'll have Viscoso and Coronati as the defenders. It'll be the Fauci line once again. As Fauci wins that over to the half wall, the Kings fire in and dump it on in deeper. It's Coronati meeting his man behind the net, and now Viscoso trying to swipe that puck farther. Coronati with a nice stick lift, buries his man in the corner, and it'll be Viscoso tapping that nicely out of the zone. It won't go for an icing this time as the Kings get to that puck first, work it over to the weak side of the ice. It'll be Kings trying to reverse to buy themselves from time and space, but Fauci, Conforti, and Polisi just suffocating forechecking out there right now as the Kings are able to get that puck out of the zone. Coronati jams it up, throws it across the blue line. Stars stay on side, and now it's Polisi trying to dangle in farther. The Kings, through two men, take over there, and they come right back the other way. They gain the line and dump on in. It'll be Farrow to pick up the puck in the near defensive corner. Farrow has a man on him, able to play that puck, though, over toward Viscoso, who chips it farther, not out. It sits in the slot. Shot blocked there nicely by Farrow. Puck left from Conforti to Farrow. Kings take over. Puck comes into the slot again, and now it's Conforti on the puck. He crosses the blue line, goes around one man. He looks up, he sees Polisi. Polisi loads up, shot comes in, and it's going to be gloved there as Nicolaitis was in for any rebound. 11:48 left to go in the second period. And a bit of a choppy zone exit there by each team leads to an offensive zone draw here for the Stars. They'll have Bizarro, Schulman, and Nicolaitis out there. Farrow and Leschner as the defensive pairing. Shot comes in, saved nicely there by the Kings goaltender. We'll do it all over again off the clean face-off win of Nicolaitis. Far circle drop. It'll be Nicolaitis again trying to work this back toward Schulman as he just did. Nicolaitis switches this time to win on the forehand. He does. Comes to Leschner. Fires just wide, looking for a deflection in front. It'll be Nicolaitis tracking that puck down, racking it in deeper, and Bizarro now on the forecheck as the Kings look to break out. Schulman bodies his man there, tapped farther by Bizarro, who tries to receive the return pass. It gets caught in some Kings equipment, though, and now the Kings behind their own net, bodied by Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis kicks the puck to himself, looks in front for Schulman, hits the side of the cage. Bizarro tries a spinorama shot, comes to Nicolaitis, who fires the puck. Ensuing shot, hits a body in front, and now it's covered by the Kings netminder. Oh, boy, the Stars just creating havoc in the blue paint right now of the Kings, but unable to find the twine behind the Kings goaltender. And so with 11:14 left to go here in the second, it's an offensive zone draw for the Stars. Nicolaitis to take it this time at the near dot. Bizarro just to his left, Schulman to his right in the slot. Farrow and Leschner behind them. The Kings do beat Nicolaitis on that faceoff, but Nicolaitis fires in anyway on the forecheck, nearly takes the puck off his man. That might be the first faceoff Nicolaitis has lost all morning. Kings break into the offensive zone. Schulman gets in the way of his man. The Kings will just have to dump in deep. Puck comes all the way over. And now it will be Nicolaitis cleaning up that loose puck after Farrow. Some good stick work, able to separate his man from the puck. Nicolaitis gains the line, and now he'll get a change out of this as Bizarro goes in on the forecheck. It's Bizarro forcing his man to turn behind the net. It's still the Kings in their own zone, firing this puck up all the way out their zone across the end line, and it'll go for an icing with 10:36 left to play here in the second period. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Stars, who can get their lines right now with Zimmage, Russo, and Fisher as the forwards, Gorloff and Schaefer as the defensive pairing. Now Zimmage leans over at the near dot. Players backed out of the circle, and Zimmage wins that toward Russo. Russo leaves for Schaefer, who dumps it on in. It's the Kings now picking up the puck at the end boards. Russo bodies his man off the puck, and now the Kings sprint toward the puck to get this out of the zone. Still the Kings on the puck. They're able to feather it out of the zone. It's Fisher tracking back, getting in the way of his man as that rolling puck comes into the Stars zone. Zimmage does some work at the near half wall. He's able to keep the threat to a low level as he comes right back the other way and dumps on in. Kings netminder out of the cage to swipe that all the way around to the weak side. Good play there as the Kings will break out of their zone, but only so far as Gorloff, who sends that to the blue line. Zimmage now loads up in the slot. He leaves it there for Fisher, who shoots. Oh, and a wonderful save with no rebound coming from the Long Island Kings goalie. That's Long Island Kings goalie to you. Easy for you to say. In any event, it's a nice save as Zimmage was there for any rebound, as well as Fisher to follow up the shot. In any event, 9:56 left to go here in the second period. It's Zimmage at the far dot. Fisher told to back out of the circle. Clean win by Zimmage. Backhander chopped out of the air there by the Kings, and they'll get this puck out of the zone. Coronati tracks back. He finds Viscoso. Viscoso on the puck. He just shovels it farther on the backhand. Nice kick leave there by Zimmage for Fisher. Fisher with the drop pass to Russo. Comes all the way over, and it's deflected wide on the Zimmage shot. Russo trying to pick up the puck behind the net. It's Fisher firing in on the forecheck. Zone keep there by Coronati, who dumps right back in, and it'll be the Stars trying to gain possession again in the offensive zone. Kings there, able to feather that out, and it's a 2-on-1 now developing for the Kings. They look to load up. Slapper comes in. Speaker sticks out the glove and makes a save on that slapper from the top of the circle. And so with 9:18 left to go here in the second, it's a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, it'll be Fauci with his line out there. Conforti and Polisi in the slot. Coronati and Viscoso as the defenders. Face off one forward by the Kings. Rolls through the slot, and now Conforti able to settle that puck down and leave the zone with it. He gains center ice. He dangles around his man at the blue line. He loads up on the forehand, nearly scores in the top corner. A nice save, though, by the Kings goaltender, and onward we play here. It's Conforti picking up that loose puck after some good work by Fauci. Conforti now in the far corner as the puck racked all the way around to the near side. The two Xavier men combining well there in the offensive zone momentarily. And now it's Farrow cutting out the threat, finding Fauci. Fauci has Polisi trailing, and the Kings blow it higher, and Fauci will now body his man in the far corner. It's two Kings men all over the puck there in the far corner. They're going to throw this all the way up and out of the zone. Should go for an icing. It does. 8:34 left to go here in the second. It's going to be an offensive zone draw upcoming for the Stars. Well, folks, a reminder, you're watching this game on Midnight Sports. You may like us, but grandmas love us. Midnight Sports. Kings win the ensuing face-off there. They'll delay in their own zone all the way over to the near side, and it's Conforti able to dump that puck just a little bit deeper at the near half wall. Now shoveling that puck even farther is Farrow, working it over toward Fauci. Puck comes all the way to the end boards. It's Polisi firing in, reversing, bouncing puck comes into the slot. Stars can't hit it home. Backhander comes in. It's still loose in front, and now it's to the side of the cage. Stars desperately through Conforti trying to get this to the goal mouth. Instead, it'll be the Kings picking that puck up with speed, and the Stars need to be careful there. There's a lot of time in the offensive zone. They'll have to get back on defense in this period of the long change. Turning is Leshner to shovel that all the way to the far corner. Bodying his man there was Fauci. Puck comes nearly to the net front, and the Kings can't pull the trigger as the Ice Monster had gobbled it up. It's Pizarro now finding Fauci. Fauci has Polisi tracking with him. Comes all the way across the ice. It's cut out there by the Kings as that puck, as Polisi goes in on the forecheck. Fauci stays out there with him. It's racked around toward the near side. Pizarro out now. No arm raised for that hit just in front of the Stars bench. And it was Pizarro cutting out the threat and dumping on back in. Fauci had tried to get out of the offensive zone, jumping over the boards there without any concern for his own well-being to try to avoid being caught offside. Instead, though, hadn't gotten both skates off the ice. So with 7:28 left to go here, almost exactly halfway through this game, it's going to be a center ice draw. It'll be Nicolaitis, Pizarro, and Schulman as the forwards, Gorloff and Schaefer as the defenders. It's Nicolaitis winning that puck cleanly again, back toward Schaefer this time. Schaefer looks up, he sees Pizarro, instead threads it right through the middle of the ice. Nicolaitis finds Schulman weak side, shot comes in, it's kicked wide. Nicolaitis nearly able to tap home the rebound. Instead, the Kings get to it first. Puck held in momentarily, and now the Kings look to break out. It's Schaefer tracking back, pushing that puck wide. Gorloff in for support with him. Puck's just going to be sticked aside as it was going toward the side of the cage by Speaker. And now the Stars look to emerge with the puck. It's Gorloff skating well behind his own net, finding center ice and then sending it off a stick. So Schulman will track this down at the end boards. It's Schulman, has two Kings men on him. He gets separated from the puck. Pizarro picks up that loose puck, threads it over to Nicolaitis. Shot comes in, saved nicely once again there by the Kings goaltender. So with 6:42 left to play here in the second, it's an offensive zone draw for the Stars, who will roll the Fisher, Zimmich, Russo line out there. They've got Coronati and Viscoso as their defenders. Russo on his strong side at the near dot. Zimmich told to back out of the circle. Russo wins that forward, bouncing puck, shepherded wide of the cage by the Kings. Pinching in is Viscoso, leaving it there for Russo. Russo has the puck at the end boards. Tries to go around a man there. Two Kings men, though, in his way. Rolling puck comes to the far half wall. Not out just yet. Fisher able to get a skate in the way. Upended, though, was Fisher as he was looking to play that puck to a teammate. It's the Kings emerging with the puck. Russo had hung back on the forecheck. That puck took a deflection. Kicked wide there by the Kings netminder. It's Zimmich now on the forecheck, able to separate his man, throw that puck in deeper for Russo. Russo looks in front for Fisher. Puck left at the side of the cage. Now Fisher has it looking for Zimmich, and it's gobbled up by the Kings goaltender there. That net front pass just got under the equipment of the man in black, and so with 6:02 left to go here in the second, it's another offensive zone draw for the Stars, who've been sniffing around the side of the cage, but they'd love to put one in the back of it. It's Russo again to try and take this face-off on his strong side, looking over toward Fisher in the slot. Puck sits at the dot, firing into Zimmich. Shot goes wide of the cage. Kings netminder couldn't see that one. There were so many bodies in front. But unfortunately for the Stars, it also meant a puck couldn't get through. It's the Kings now, between the hash marks, breaking out. Nearly a mini break. Oh, man, Sam Coronati with a wonderful play there, able to cut out that threat and what otherwise would have been a breakaway. It's the Kings now looking to get this puck out of their zone. They're going to send this all the way down. Should go for an icing here. Arms raised. There's the whistle. 5:34 left to go in the second. And it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Stars, and they'll roll the Fauci line out there. It'll be Farrow and Leshner as the defenders. Conforti and Polisi will line up just outside the circle. Fauci leans over the far dot. Looks to win this toward Polisi for a one-timer in the slot based on his backhand setup. He just ties up his man, though, leaves it for Conforti, who pulls the trigger, hits the leg pads of the netminder. Ensuing shot also saved there by the Kings goaltender. Some good push here off the offensive zone draws by the Stars. Just unable to get the full oomph of the wrist shot in. That's a technical term, the full oomph. You're welcome. And the ensuing faceoff there sits in the offensive zone, racked down deeper by the Stars. It's Polisi throwing that to the slot, finds a Kings stick, though. Pinching in is Leshner, but the Kings break out anyway. It's Farrow cutting out the threat as that puck crosses the blue line just before the Stars had cleared the zone. So with 5:15 left to go here in the second, it's going to be a faceoff just outside the Stars zone, as that's where that puck was dumped in by the Stars on the offside. Same skaters stay out there. Fauci lines up at the dot. Wins that cleanly over to Conforti. The Kings unable to take it off him as Conforti throws that rink wide for Polisi. Polisi picks up the puck at the blue line, loads up, sends a shot in. That's just going to be gloved there by the Kings goaltender. And so with 5:06 left to go here in the second, it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, if you're a fan of hearing 3 to 4 seconds of songs right now, this is your game. Given all the whistles we've had, the refs are trying to restart the game very quickly, and you just feel badly for the in-house DJ. not being able to play the songs for more than 3 or 4 seconds at a time. In any event, onward we play here. The Kings able to break out of their zone. Leshner forces his man into a dump in, and it'll be Farrow to try and pick up this puck at the end boards, but Leshner did well to force that dump in early. And so it goes for an icing with 4:51 left to go in the middle frame. It'll be another offensive zone draw here for the Stars. It'll be the Nicolaitis line to take this at the far circle. Nicolaitis and Schulman, bit of a conversation as to what's going to happen when this puck is dropped. Puck one over toward the half wall. Bizarro able to work that puck up. Shot comes in. It's loose in front. Sticked wide there by the Kings defenders, and they'll break out of their zone. It's the Kings across center ice, dumping that in off Schaefer, and Schaefer will turn now to pick up the puck and sweep it over toward Gorloff. Gorloff tries to send it farther. Wrap around. And it's covered up there by Speaker. It looked like it went just off his skate. The Kings were celebrating. They're complaining about it here, but that puck did not go in. There's a bit of a conversation as the puck was trapped, and now it's still a conversation between the officials. It's going to be a face-off just to Speaker's right as he had covered that up with the leg pads. The Kings bench can't believe it. And the officials explaining they did not see that puck cross the line. Speaker with the veteran move of doing a little electric boogaloo there as that puck had gotten under his pads, and he just shuffled to the top of the blue paint to make it clear it was not across the line. In any event, ensuing faceoff sees a puck roll in on Speaker. He just grabs it with the glove. We'll do it all over again. 4:29 left to go here in the second as that bouncing puck comes up to Schaefer. Schaefer sticks it farther. Schulman tries to get out of the zone, but it's going to roll to the top of the circle. It's sticked in deep there by the Kings, thrown around by the Stars. Schulman now picks it up, tries to break out through Bizarro, chips it out of the zone, but without possession, and so the Stars will have to track back to pick it up in their own end. It's Gorloff now on the puck, working that weak side for Schulman. Schulman gains the line, dumps on in, and Nicolaitis will give chase on the forecheck. We tick under 4 minutes left to play here in the second period as the Kings break out of their zone. Schaefer gets in the way of that one at center ice. Sticks it farther for Bizarro and Nicolaitis right in front of the scorer's table. Schaefer picks it up again. Finds some open ice in Schulman. And Schulman gets the offensive zone, but the puck does roll off his stick. The Kings will reset in their own zone. The Kings now skating with a bit of verve after that goal was not awarded to them. It's a shot that comes in, goes wide from Schaefer. Stars pick it up through Nicolaitis. Rolling puck, though, is going to come out of the zone, and it'll be Gorloff on the puck. He'll use the boards to delay as the Stars have cleared the zone. Thrown back in by the Stars, but just a bit offside. So with 3:28 left to go, it's going to be a face-off in the neutral zone. It'll be Zimmich, Fisher, Coronati, Viscoso, and Russo at the far dot. Well, now the whistle, we'll see. Here we go. It is at the far dot. A little bit of confusion there between the officials and the players, but it all got worked out as the Kings unable to get that puck out of the zone at first. It's Russo picking up the puck on the forehand, loads up, shot comes in, goes off the side of the cage, and now the Stars throw it in front. A wonderful save there by the Kings goaltender. Puck still loose, goes wide of the cage on the no-look backhand off Zimmich. Russo fires that up to the point. Viscoso, big slapper coming in, hits a body in front, rolling puck in the slot, finds Viscoso again at the top of the zone. Puck now bodied by the Kings out of the zone. They're able to clear their lines as the Kings come through the offensive zone. It's Fisher pushing his man wide. Viscoso takes his man out of the play, and Zimmich picks up the loose puck in his own end. Zimmich now feathers that up to the far half wall. Fisher has his stick taken away from him, but the puck rolls to Viscoso. Viscoso sends that up through the air out of the zone, and the Kings will collect at their own blue line. Heavy forecheck there by the Stars. Nearly sees them break in. Instead, it's the Kings with some power. Zimmich bodies his man at the blue line. Everybody wants a piece now, but we're going to have a penalty coming on the Stars as soon as they touch up. It's a delayed penalty as the Kings circle back to their own end. They fire that puck up toward the point, and now it'll be the Stars able to touch up. But with 2:21 left to go in the second, the Stars about to go down a man. It will be Viscoso going to the box for 2 minutes here for roughing. Well, an offensive zone draw upcoming for the Kings. And the Stars will roll their penalty killers out there. It'll be Farrow and Leshner as the defenders, Schulman and Nicolaitis as the forwards. 2:21 left to go here in the middle frame. 2 minutes on the board for the penalty to the Stars. Well, Nicolaitis now at the far dot. One there by the Kings. Kings push it up to the far point, now to the far half wall. They're 1 for 1 on the power play so far today are the Kings. It's the Kings with the puck in the far corner. They delay there. They throw it to the far half wall again. They're trying to compress this power play, but it's Schulman in the way there. He's able to skate this puck out of his zone. He gets across center ice. He dumps it in to kill some of this penalty, and now goes in on the forecheck. The Stars hang back as that puck's thrown through neutral ice. It's Lester now watching his man wide. Shot comes in. Speaker gloves that down. Rebound swiped wide there by Farrow. Speaker got the glove in front of it, but couldn't close it. And so it's Farrow finishing up. Speaker's save. Big hit in the corner. Nicolaitis dives to get that puck out of the zone. Instead, shot comes in, goes wide. Farrow back to his feet, finds the puck, sends it up to the near point and out. That took a deflection. It's going to go all the way down and not be an icing. 1:05 left to go in the man advantage here for the Kings as they load up again. 1:22 left to go in the period. The Kings at center ice with speed. They gain the offensive zone. They fake a shot and now send one in. Speaker able to stick that up and over the cage. Kings pick it up in the near corner. They rack it up to the near point. Hits a body. Russo with a great block there on the play from the point. Zimmage picks it up. One man without his stick. Russo upended off the puck there. Throws it in just a bit deeper. It's now beneath a Kings man as that puck was loose momentarily. Swiped at by the Stars, but the Kings come the other way. We're under a minute left to play here in the second. It's the Kings breaking into the offensive zone, leaving the puck at the far half wall, trying to get that puck in deeper and go around to the side of the cage. It's the Kings now to the near point. They're up. Shot comes in, goes wide of the cage. That was a laser. Ensuing shot kicked out there by Speaker in the blue paint. He throws his body on top of it with 38 seconds even left to go here in the second. 16 seconds left to go on the man advantage for the Kings. Well, it got a little bit frenzied there for the Stars on the kill, but they were able to keep the puck out. And so, ensuing faceoff will be Nicolaitis and Schulman out there. Nicolaitis with a clean win, works it back toward Gorloff. Gorloff has Schaefer with him. Gorloff on the puck in the far corner. Has the puck taken off him, though, as two Kings men able to pin him in the corner. Not all the Kings men, just two of them. Kings now send a shot in that's deflected well wide of the cage. 23 seconds left to go here in the second. And we're back to 5-on-5 skating as soon as the Stars are able to get all into their own zone. It's Schaefer gumming up any play there as Nicolaitis was able to work that puck up. And the shot comes in. It's a long one in. Rebound there hops over Schulman's stick, and the Kings will break back the other way, but with just 1.5 seconds left to go, that should do it for the second period. It does. So after two here at Abe Stark Sports Center in Coney Island, Brooklyn, it's the Stars 1, the Kings 1. Catch your breath. We're going to put 15 minutes on the board. Do it all over again right after these messages from our sponsors. Today's game on Midnight Sports is brought to you by sitting around and eating what you want. Hockey fans, have you tried this new fad of exercising and eating right? If it's so good for you, why does it hurt so much? Why are you constantly hungry, even right after you've eaten? It doesn't add up, does it? Instead, sometimes the right thing to do is the hard thing. Go against the grain. Sit around and eat what you want. Not only will you save time by skipping all that running, pedaling, and lifting, you'll be able to eat your feelings rather than having to discuss them. Sitting around and eating what you want. Not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any illness. Not FDA approved, but it is awesome. Well, what you saw just before we went to break there was the replay of the goal that wasn't for the Kings. Not much could be seen as that puck had bounced on in and gotten loose. Obviously, you can see the Kings bench celebrating, but it was trapped between Speaker's leg pads there. And, as you may know, LIAHL Q games, the replays are not sent to Toronto for officiating, and so the call on the ice stands. And we'll play on here in the third period. 15 minutes on the board. Can't thank you enough for joining us here on a Saturday morning, a beautiful, crisp Saturday morning in Brooklyn, New York. Exactly what you'd expect in November. Boards being pounded, goalies being checked. We're about to be off and running in the final frame here as the Stars look to take that face-off win through Viscoso, chips it up off a body, and so it'll be Zimmage curling back, dumping that puck in. Kings with possession. They work that puck up to their blue line, but no farther. Russo on the forecheck, pushes his man wide, but now it's the Kings with speed through the neutral zone, trying to get around as that puck's just going to roll in. It's loose, and it's sticked wide. Speaker had to put the stick down in front of it, but it was just out of his reach, and so the ensuing shot went wide. Now it's Zimmage with speed of his own through the neutral zone. He has the puck there, leaves it for Fisher in the slot. Fisher gets bodied as the puck gets near him, but chopped only up to Viscoso, who dumps that puck on in. Rolling puck goes all the way to the end boards. Fisher forces an early pass. Puck's going to come up to Viscoso at the near point. Viscoso able to dump that puck back in, but only after it had just crossed the blue line. And so with 14-14 left to go here in the third, it's going to be a face-off just outside the Kings zone. Well, shots now 37-19 in the Stars' favor. And that's probably about right in terms of an approximation of game flow. In any event, ensuing faceoff, won by Fauci, dumped in there by Conforti. Conforti separates his man from the puck, side of the cage. Puck sits there, and it's covered up by the Kings goaltender as the Stars were ready to pounce on any rebound. A good blocker cover by the Kings netminder. And so with 14:04 left to go in the third, it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Stars. Fauci over the dot at the far side of the ice. And the puck comes off his skate, comes to Conforti, who tries to touch it farther there, but it'll be the Kings emerging with it. Now the Stars have to hurry to get back. The Kings in a 3-on-2. Bouncing puck's going to go well wide of the cage. It's Schaefer, bodied from his man there. He's able to work it up to the near half wall. Not out of the zone just yet. Schaefer and Polisi work together to get that puck out of the zone, and the Kings will have to track back to their own zone and feather that puck up to center ice. They try and tap it farther, but it's Fauci in the way, and Conforti able to jam that puck into the offensive zone. Now Fauci on the forecheck as we tick under 13.5 minutes to go in this game. It's the Kings working that puck off the linesman all the way through the neutral zone, and now it's a 3-on-1 developing for them. Shot comes in, goes wide of the cage, and it's the Kings throwing that to the slot, but Fauci gets his stick in the way. Schaefer on the puck, reverses on over, and the puck rolls to the far corner. It's the Stars trying to get the puck off their men in the defensive zone. It's now Gorloff firing in behind his own net, takes that on the backhand, goes around one man, looking to get that puck to safety. Shot comes in, goes wide of the cage again, racked all the way around, but the Kings keep the zone. They dump it on in again. Stars getting the ice tilted on him here just a little bit as Fauci works his man over in the corner. Puck thrown in the air, nearly chopped out of the glove of Speaker. And there's some words exchanged between the Stars and Kings players there as a Kings man went for the glove, but for his sake, he's fortunate that he missed as the Stars were ready to pounce. 12:50 left to go here in the third. New skaters out there. Nikolaitis with the clean win. Kings fire in, though, in the near corner. Rolling puck to the circle. Still a Kings man who has the puck. Speaker makes the save. He sticks the leg pad out. He makes a double save there. Oh, the Kings thought they were in on that one. Instead, it's the Stars able to clear the zone using the glass. And they live to fight another day, do the men in white. Schulman now on the forecheck, takes the puck off his man, looks over his shoulder, sees Bizarro in the slot, tries to feather it to him. Kings man gets in the way, puck comes to the blue paint, but the Kings have possession. Bizarro throws that across, and it'll be the Kings emerging with it, working it up to their blue line on out. Farrell now turn. He's got Leshner back with him. Rolling puck. He's going to have to send off the boards as he couldn't settle it to come back up out of the zone. It's the Kings now dumping that puck in deeper. Nikolaitis on the puck, working it farther, but it's the Kings emerging with it with some speed behind the net. Upended there by the side of the net, though, was the Kings man, and swiping at it are the Stars. Bouncing puck comes to the net front. It's tapped up to the far point. Not out just yet. Shot comes in, hits a body in front. Kings still on the puck in the slot. Separating there, everyone. Speaker able to stick that aside as there's a stick loose. It comes into the slot again. Kings have it there. Stars need to get a stick on this one, and we're going to get a call. We'll see who the call is on here as the whistle blows. Looks like it might be a Stars player to the box for holding. And so with 11:40 left to go, it'll be Leshner to the box for holding, trying to keep things to a low event level in front of the net, but a judge to have grabbed the arm of his competitor there. So it'll be Zimmage and Russo as the forwards on this penalty kill. And the Kings win that faceoff. Shot comes in, hits a body, rolling puck, swiped wide there by Coronati. Coronati feathers that up to the far half wall, not out. Kings now with some speed at the end boards on the puck, but Coronati able to body his man, and we're going to get a hooking call, though, on Coronati as he lost his stick under the arm of the Kings man. And so, for 1 minute and 46 seconds, the Stars are going to go to a 5-on-3 here as Coronati pleads his case to no avail. Well, there will be no dispensation at the last minute. And so, 11:26 left to go in this one. The Stars have a very big moment coming up in this game. It'll be Russo, Viscoso, and Nicolaitis out there as the 3 skaters for the home team. That puck sits in the near half wall and then escapes the zone. The Kings will have to evacuate the zone here. They do. They dump in on Speaker, who kicks that one aside. Bouncing puck comes over toward Viscoso, gloves it down. He's got a man all over him, though. He can't do anything on the puck here as the Kings able to take the puck off him, given how many more skaters they have out there on the ice. Puck goes all the way to the far point, and now Kings fire in. Speaker with the save. Bouncing puck in the slot, and it's going to be cleared on down there by Russo. It'll go all the way down. The Stars don't care here as they bought some precious time on the kill to catch their breath. 10:48 left to go here in the third period. Still 1:08 left to go on the 5-on-3 for the Kings. Same 3 skaters will stay out there for the Stars. Now it'll be Russo circling the dot here, trying to win this faceoff so Viscoso can get it out of the zone. Russo wins that cleanly, back to Viscoso. Viscoso delays in his own end. He's on the puck there. The Kings just delay and wait for him. Viscoso able to gum up some of the power play in the corner, but the puck stays in the zone. Now to the far point comes that puck. Kings setting that up at the top of the circle. They shoot. That one goes bar down and in. Well, from the top of the circle, the Kings able to take the lead in this one as there was a lot of traffic in front. And still 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go on the 5-on-4 now as the Kings able to score on the 5-on-3. Well, it'll be Shulman, Zimmich, Schaefer, and Gorloff out there as the 4 skaters. The Kings win that faceoff forward, try and break it in the offensive zone. They'll dump that in deep. It comes straight off the end boards out to the dot. Zimmich able to get to that puck first and skate it out of the zone. Zimmich finds Shulman at center ice. Shulman has the puck there, tries to dump in across ice, hits a stick. The Kings track back to their own zone to pick up the puck. Kings now building up some speed on the breakout through center ice into the offensive zone. But they're offside there, so with 10:08 left to go here in the third, still 41 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Stars down a goal and down a man in this one. It'll be a face-off just outside the Stars zone. Zimmich at the dot. Shulman to his right. Schaefer behind him. Gorloff out there as well. Gorloff will now take this zone dump in his own zone, pick up the puck. It's Gorloff working that puck off the boards to the near point. Shot comes in, kicked aside by Speaker, hits a stanchion, comes right back over to the near side. Puck now at the near half wall. Kings able to work that in a bit deeper. Kings throw that across ice to the far point, and they set up shop there. Speaker able to glove that down. And so, with 9:44 left to go in this game, 17 seconds left to go in the man advantage for the Kings. It's a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Zimmich has that face-off come into the slot. Shulman picks it up there, and he sends a fluttering puck all the way down. He was thinking maybe it would go off the boards and not go for an icing, but instead it crosses the end line. And so we'll do it all over again with 9:36 left to play here in the third. Zimmich, Russo, Schaefer, and Gorloff as the penalty killers for the Stars. Puck sits at the dot. Nice win there by Zimmich. Slapped farther by Russo. Ensuing shot, though, comes in, and it's kicked aside by Speaker. It's Gorloff doing work at the end board, sending it over to the near corner. Back to 5-on-5 skating as the Kings curl in the circle, and Speaker kicks that shot aside. It's now the Kings still in the corner. They curl out. Speaker kicks it aside again as the puck stays in the offensive zone here for the Kings. It's the Kings working at the end boards. The puck rolls all the way over toward the near corner as the Stars try and break out. It's Gorloff on the puck there, looking up ice. He's got center ice, and he dumps that on in so the Stars can complete their change. Fisher now on the forecheck. Rolling puck comes off a Kings man, and it was Fauci trying to cut out the breakout. Instead, the Kings curl into the slot. The Kings there in the slot. Rolling puck goes wide, and then it's thrown into the slot. Leschner in the way of that one. Good defensive work by him. He'll throw that out of the zone. Bouncing puck will go into the offensive zone for the Stars, but without possession. Fisher on the forecheck. Kings work it up. Not past Fauci, though, as he was able to cut out that breakout at the blue line. The Kings able to do it, though, on their second try. Fauci bodies his man. Rolling puck comes into the offensive zone for the Kings, and now it's Farrow trying to take the puck off his man in the near corner. Fauci bodies his man there. Rolling puck's going to come in, but it'll be a penalty on the Stars here, as Fauci will go to the box here for roughing in the corner, trying to separate his man from the puck. Instead, he's going to be separated from the ice for the next 2 minutes with 8:18 left to play here in the third. Well, Stars still down a goal. Down a man here looking to kill off this penalty. It'll be Bizarro, Nicolaitis, Viscoso, and Coronati as the penalty killers. The puck is won forward by the Kings all the way over to the far point and then just sticked in. It's Coronati bodying his man at the end boards. Puck comes up to the near circle, and that puck goes off a leg pad of Speaker and his defender in front. It looked like just an unlucky ricochet as that puck found the back of the net. Well, a lot of bodies in front, and of course that's why coaches will always tell you to throw it to the net, and that puck ping-ponged around, maybe even pinballed around in the blue paint, and nothing either Stars player could have done on that one. Just some bad puck luck. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, but it's a 3-1 Kings lead now as the Kings take over the puck in their own end. Kings able to throw that up and off the glass. It's Viscoso keeping the zone. Shot comes in, gobbled up there by the Kings goaltender. And so with 7:51 left to go in this one, it's an offensive zone draw for the Stars, who would like some positive special teams action in their favor, but the Kings not been to the box at all in this game. Puck comes to Nicolaitis, who dances in. Nicolaitis on the puck, shoots, rolling puck to the side of the blue paint. Nicolaitis tries to send it farther. It's Bizarro who sends that up to Viscoso in the slot. Bizarro now on the puck in the corner, dangles around his man, and then eventually separated from the puck as the Kings look to break out. Kings gain center ice, throw that puck into the Stars bench, and so with 7:29 left to go, it's going to be a face-off at center ice. Well, it's been a tight one here today in Coney Island. And if you're a Stars fan, probably right to be able to just shake your fist at the hockey gods as much as anything right now, as the bounces have gone against them in this one. It's Russo on the forecheck, able to stop that puck from entering the neutral zone and get the puck all the way to the far half wall as Zimmich taps it farther. Russo looks to take over. Puck swiped just past both of them, but Zimmich back on the puck at the circle, looking for Fisher in the slot. Comes back to Zimmich, shrugged off there by the Kings netminder, and onward we play. Kings break out the other way. They've got a 3-on-2 developing here if they hurry, but it'll be Gorloff first to the puck at the far circle. Tries to tap it farther. Puck's going to roll toward the slot. It's the Stars now trying to get the puck up and out of the zone. Instead, the Kings able to hold the zone. It's Gorloff on the puck as the Kings work it up to the far point. Shot comes in, sticked up and aside by Speaker, and Schaefer will track back to pick that puck up. Puck comes from Schaefer to Fisher. Fisher finds Zimmich. Zimmich goes around his man, and then again, and then he gets upended there. No call coming, though, as we play onward. Rolling puck comes to Zimmich. Zimmich throws that into the blue paint. Shot and score by the Stars. Oh, boy. Well, Zimmich able to find Fisher there. And the Stars have cut this lead in half with 6:25 left to go in the third. It's the Kings 3, the Stars 2. Well, don't go anywhere. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in this one, and it's appointment television. It's Nicolaitis winning that faceoff. Bizarro dumping on in. Puck's going to come all the way over to the far point. Kings try and tap it farther. It's Viscoso, though, picking it up in the neutral zone, working that in deeper to the offensive zone, but without possession. Kings have the puck at their own blue line. They'll circle back into their zone to try and find some time in ice. And now it's the Kings upended. Nicolaitis turning with the puck, throws a shot in, blocker to side. Bizarro was there to clean up any rebound, and that one just went a bit too far for his taste. Now Coronati with a zone keep, pushes that puck in deeper. Stars with a bit of verve now after the goal. Puck's going to come all the way up toward Viscoso, who pinches in, but has the puck come off his stick. It's 2-on-1 now for the Kings, coming the other way. Shot comes in, Speaker kicks that aside. He was on his angle there. He wasn't going to give anything up on that 2-on-1. Now Coronati picks up the puck, works it up toward Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis looks up ice. It's Bizarro, one-on-one with his man. He's got a trailer in Schulman. Taps it farther there. It'll just be covered up by the Kings goaltender with 5:27 left to go in the third. It's an offensive zone draw for the Stars. They'll roll his image line right back out there after the goal and look to find some purchase in the back of the net with this offensive zone draw. Russo to take this drop. Fisher to his right, Zimmich to his left. Gorloff and Farrow as the defenders. Puck comes through the slot, just couldn't be corralled in enough time by the Stars. It's going to go all the way down for an icing, and we get to do it all over again with 5:21 left to go in this game at the far offensive dot for the Stars. Well, Russo leans over the dot again. Image to his right. Fisher to his left. And now the puck sits in the circle, tapped farther by Zimmich. Zimmich curls with it all the way behind the net. Russo will take over there. Russo on the puck. Will reverse to himself. Chopped off his stick, so Zimmich curls back and works that puck up toward the half wall. Gorloff with a great zone keep. Loads up, tries a slapper in, hits a body in front. Farrow will set it down at center ice. He throws it right back in, though, just a moment too soon. And so this faceoff's going to come all the way through the neutral zone and to the dot just outside the Stars zone with 4:59 left to go in this one. Now, same forwards will stay out there. It'll be Coronati and Viscoso as the new defenders. Zimmich over the dot, just in front of the advertising boards on the far side of the ice. Zimmich wins that forward. Fisher fires forward on the forecheck. The Kings able to dump that in, though. Coronati picks up that rolling puck on the backhand, goes around his man on a nice self-reverse, and then chips that puck up just a bit farther. Kings, though, able to dump that right back in. It's Coronati trying to pick it up again. Swipes at it for Viscoso. Rolling puck comes to a Kings stick in the near corner, but with speed is Zimmich able to work that puck up toward Fisher. Rolling puck in the neutral zone. He settles it down. He's got Russo streaking up the left wing, but he's bodied off the puck nicely there by the Kings, who throw that puck up to the near half wall, and they've got a 3-on-2 the other way now in the neutral zone. The Kings try to dangle in. Coronati, though, sniffs out that play, and the Kings just dump that in. Speaker able to stick that behind the net to a waiting Viscoso. Viscoso works that puck up across the blue line. Kings making a change. They throw it to the weak side of the ice. Into the offensive zone come the Kings. Coronati, long reach, able to get that puck. Not out of the zone just yet. Caught some Kings equipment. Coronati, though, second attempt, works it up toward Russo. Kings able to keep the zone momentarily. Looks like a hand pass, though, in the offensive zone. And so it's going to come outside the Stars zone for a face-off as we're just under 4 minutes left to play in a tense one from Abe Stark Sports Center. It will be Nicolaitis, Schulman, Conforti out there as the forwards. It's Nicolaitis winning that face-off forward and then separated from the puck, so Gorloff tracks back to pick it up. Gorloff for Schulman, tries the breakout play for Nicolaitis, who is able to shovel it farther for Conforti. He's got streaking Nicolaitis up the left wing, tried to shovel it over to him, but some good defensive work by the Kings cut out the threat. And now it's the Stars trying to pick that puck up and get it out of the zone. They trail back for it and find it. Nicolaitis takes a heavy hit up high. No call coming as he grabs the collarbone there, and onward we play. It's the Kings breaking out of their zone through the neutral zone. Nicolaitis, no worse for the wear, able to work that up for Conforti, who dumps it in. And now the Kings try to break back the other way out of their zone. It's the Kings through the neutral zone. They gain the line and dump on in. Puck goes all the way to the far side of the ice. It's Schaefer curling back for that puck, chipping it farther, looking for Gorloff. Kings there first. It's now the Kings in the near corner. curling with the puck all the way up to the near point as the Stars try to get this puck out of the zone. Nikolaitis tracks back for it. Looks up, finds Schulman. Schulman sees Conforti across the ice. Conforti now goes wide to the left wing. Nikolaitis breaks in, takes that puck in stride, and throws it toward the net front. Conforti now will track to the near offensive corner, pick up that puck and swipe it farther. Fisher out there as the Stars make a change in the offensive zone. Fisher on the puck, bodies his man. As the puck sits at the near half wall, picking that puck up, though, is Schaefer on a nice pinch. Schaefer in the far corner. Puck thrown to the blue paint. Nobody home for the Stars. And now the Kings able to get that puck out of the zone. Viscoso will track back with 2:27 left to play in this. As he picks up the puck and looks up ice, he finds Fisher there, chips it farther for Zimmage. Zimmage able to shield that puck. And now it's Zimmage. Nearly upended. The arm was raised for a second by the official and then put immediately back down. And now the Kings on a breakaway into the offensive zone. They shoot. Speaker gets the glove in the way of that one. And so with 2:06 left to play here in the third, it's going to be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, this faceoff's going to be at the near circle, and it'll be Russo, Coronati, Zimmage, Viscoso, and Fisher. Kings able to hold the zone and dump on in. They're going to kill this game off as best they can in the offensive zone. We're under 120 seconds left to play as Fisher tries to tap that puck past his man. Upending his man is Viscoso once again. Coronati tries to get to that puck first. He forces a pass. Zimmage tracks back, throws that puck up ice. And there's your interference call that you were looking for. Viscoso first to that puck. Speaker goes to the bench as the Kings will touch up now. And so with 1:38 left to play here in the third period, Stars down a goal, about to be up a man. For what the Kings hope is the duration of this game and what the Stars hope is not. We're going to have a timeout called here by the Stars. Stick with us. We're going to visit with a sponsor, and we'll be right back for the conclusion of this one as the Stars are down a goal late, but about to be up a man. You're watching Midnight Sports. Youth Hockey on Midnight Sports is sponsored by Your Electric Bill. Hockey fans, is there anything more of a mystery than that little envelope or email you get once a month from Con Ed? It's like a reverse lottery scratch-off ticket. Maybe you'll owe $100. Maybe the Con Ed roulette wheel landed on $400 this month. Did someone accidentally switch your bill with Yankee Stadium's bill? No way to know until you open that envelope. The only thing that's certain is you'll never be pleasantly surprised. Your Electric Bill. Asking questions that don't have answers since 1823. Youth Hockey on Midnight Sports is made possible by Condescension. Hey there, hockey fans. Have you ever known you're right and the person you're talking to is wrong? Of course you have. Well, you could always just tell that person you're right. Have you considered, instead, withering condescension? For instance, maybe tell the person, "Sure, I used to think the same thing as you before I was able to read." Or, "I've heard that position a lot, but I haven't heard it from someone I respect." Condescension, a great way to show you don't care what people think. But you already knew that, I'm sure. All right, let's get you set. Stars down a goal, up a man, 1:38 left to go in this game. Speaker stays in goal momentarily. It will be Russo firing in on the forecheck. And the Kings able to thread that up to the near point. And a bouncing puck does escape the zone. Zimmage swipes that over towards Schulman. Schulman on the puck now, leaves it for Zimmage at center ice. Zimmage through the neutral zone with speed. He's got Nikolaitis at the near point. Sends it on down to him as the Stars will have to collect the puck on that dump in. Stars are on the puck through Bizarro, looking to the net front. Bouncing puck comes to Nikolaitis, who tries to settle it down and swipe it farther. And now Speaker off the ice. It's an empty net for the Stars. 6-on-4 as Fisher comes in, and it's saved by the Kings goaltender. We're under a minute left to play here as Schulman tracks back to pick up the puck. Bizarro takes that pass in stride. Bizarro into the offensive zone, sends it into the slot. Fisher sends a bouncing puck in deep, and it's covered by the Kings goaltender. Oh my, a grade A chance there for the Stars, and sometimes good shots are beaten by better saves, and that was certainly the case there as the Kings goaltender rose to the challenge. 50.8 seconds left to go as Russo leans over the dot. Puck sits there momentarily, brought farther there by the Stars, and then the Kings take over in the far corner. They're trying to get this puck out of the zone. It's caught between the linesman's skates, but it's Russo that emerges with it, leaving it over for Pizarro. Pizarro threads it to Shulman. Shulman dumps it back down. Russo now picks up the puck, jabs it farther for Fisher. Fisher finds Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis to the side of the cage, through the blue paint, and the Stars can't pot it. Under 30 seconds left to go. Russo finds Pizarro. Pizarro on the puck. Pizarro still there, throws that in. Puck's loose, and now it's covered with 22 seconds left to play in this one. And it'll be the Stars with another offensive zone draw coming up. Russo, Nikolaitis, Fisher, Pizarro, Zimmich, and Shulman out there. Puck's dropped. Russo ties up his man. Rolling puck goes to the half wall. Pizarro able to get to that puck and then leave it there. Thrown in. Bouncing puck saved again. And the Stars throwing everything they can at the net right now. They'll have to win another offensive zone draw with 14.5 seconds left to go. Well, it's a real nail-biter, a true you'll pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge of it as the Stars try to take that face-off win and get a shot on goal. It's in the slot, thrown in, hits a body in front, ensuing shot kicked aside, 5 seconds left. Stars pick up the puck in the near corner. They throw it up to the point. It's Shulman on the puck, 2 seconds, and hits a body in front. And the Kings will emerge with the victory here today. After what was a close one at Abe Stark Sports Center, we've gone final. It's the Long Island Kings 3, the New York Stars 2. Thanks so much for joining us here today on Midnight Sports. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow from Freeport Recreation Center in Freeport, New York, as the Stars travel out to take on the Long Island Mustangs. Until then, stay safe.